Welcome back to the channel. I just recently purchased a 4.8 that I'm going to take apart and make sure that it's okay. I was told that it runs, but you know how that works. So hopefully it does run, and we'll find out here in a little bit. All right, so as you can see, it's nice and dirty. My daughter here is helping me with it. We're going to take some stuff apart real quick and see what we got. So, guess there was water in here. As you can see, there's rust and all of that. Okay, so I think I found one issue. This one right here, this piston, this is all the way up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how that one is sitting flush? Now, number one, that's as high as it goes. So I think there is actually a bent rod or something. We're going to take it apart and continue with it, and we'll see what happens. Where did I miss this? I missed one. Would you look at that? There's no way I missed two of them. Nope. Man, this looks mint. So here's a factory one. That looks really good. issues there. Now, I'm gonna make the biggest mistake ever. Look at the cam bearings. Never want to look at the cam bearings. But we're going to look at them anyways. I don't know if you could see that. Man, this thing is mint. No issues there. We just got to clean it up really good and pull that rod out. Alright, well, the camera's been giving me some issues. I didn't know it stopped, so I did lose a lot of recording, but I did take a lot of it off. I found an issue here. The bearings look okay, not too bad. They're not great, but this motor is cheap, so I'm not spending that much money on it. I'm going to slap it all back together and see how long it'll last. But it don't look too bad at all. Here's where the issue is. I was told this motor is good, but it really isn't. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can get that camera to really see it. As you can see, it's really not straight. You can see it's bent. Let's see if we could turn on the light. That might help. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it's actually bent. It is not a straight rod. So it's actually bent this way as well. So I think that was our issue. I hope that's all. Except I'm not changing bearings on it or nothing. Gonna slap it back together with a new rod and see if how long it'll live. You never know. But this motor was getting stuck, and it's smooth as butter. I don't know how smooth butter is really. But we got a new rod. So this is what it's supposed to look like. As you can see, it's nice and straight, no issues. So we're just going to put this one in instead of the other one. I think it's the same one. I hope. Yep. Same style rod. So we're going to slap that in there, pull this piston off, put it on this rod, and see how long this motor lasts. Okay, so here are the pistons. I actually kind of got them cleaned up. They look a lot better. They were really gummed up. The rings wouldn't spin, nothing like that. They're actually really nice and seized on there. So all that is good. There's the passenger side, which you always want to make sure that they're going to go back correctly, just because we're using literally everything. So I'm not changing any of that. The bearings look good. Nothing really looks bad that I see. So as you can see, there's the driver's side there. So we're going to check the piston, or excuse me, we're going to check actually the gap on all the rings. We're just doing the compression rings, nothing to it. So we're going to start with the driver's side. So best thing to do, let's see, I got them. Okay, that's the second ring. And on this setup, as you can see, there's that little dot right there. That's actually the second ring down, and there is the top one. This was actually facing up. Again, just make sure you go everything back correctly. So what I like to do is grab a piston, shove it in the bore, upside down, make sure all your rings are out of it. Shove it down in there a little bit so it's nice and level and straight. Grab your field gauge and let's see. So here's that up. So here's 22 thousandths, which goes in there. Let's try 24. Nice. And then the last one is 26. Just doesn't want to go in. So that's 24 right there. And we're going to do the same thing with the second one. Let's start with 24. Fits. 26 fits. So we're stopping at that. That's what I'm aiming for, to the size of the bore and all that. That's what they recommend. So I'm going to check all of them. Okay, so we're actually going to torque all these to 15 foot-pounds, and then we'll do the torque to yield, or angle, I should say. GM did change that, I believe, from 70 or 75 to 85. I did not know that. Maybe that's why I'm having oil pressure issues on my other engine there. But we're going to use this Harbor Freight that I've had for years. Torque wrench, and this might be my issue as well. We're going to use this Quinn as a backup. It is set to 15 foot-pounds, so let's see what the difference is. I don't know which one will be more correct, but something has to be, I hope. Okay, let's make sure they're both at least hand tight. Okay. Okay. This thing clicked at 9 to the Quinn one. So again at 9. We'll just get the breaker bar. And we'll do the angle. The angle is fun doing it by yourself. Not really. Man. There's 1 to 85. There's the other one to 85. There's that one to 85. And then the last one. All right, all done. All right, thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed that video. That was just a short video of me messing with the 4.8 right here. I'm gonna get, I got the 5.3 out of the car. I'm actually gonna get the heads, all that other stuff off of it, drop them on the 4.8, and drop the 4.8 in the car. Hopefully I'll be done with the car before I actually drop the 4.8 in there, because then it makes it a lot harder to work on. But once I get all that done, the 4.8 will get dropped in, the transmission will get dropped in there as well, and we'll hopefully get to do some burnouts.